Greetings and salutations, happy and blessed people. I am Dorio Davis, and welcome to Say It Louder, the podcast, episode 109. For my newbies, you have walked across the threshold into my classroom. You are welcome to this space. I am the Renaissance man, educator, actor, singer, writer, R&B junkie with the charm of a Southern gentleman, and words of wisdom as my grandmama, my mama, and my teachers taught me. I invite you to follow my IG pages at Southern_Gentleman14 and at Crescent Media Productions LLC, where you will find more content and get notifications about new episodes and more. In addition, you'll find out a little bit more about me, and who wouldn't like that? You can also follow me on Twitter at Dr. FD Davis. No matter what platform you have used to tune in and enter this class, I thank you, and I'm glad you're here. This episode addresses the two sides of the holiday season. One side, there is the shopping, and there's that fluttering feeling in your heart that makes you want to give. The good eating at the holiday parties and get-togethers, and this feeling of good cheer. Then there's the other side. The other side consists of this feeling of loneliness that makes you question whether or not you are lovable, relevant, desirable, and even seen. This is a time where people can sink into deep depths of depression and make damaging decisions due to the darkness they feel, which includes linking with the wrong people, and even make attempts to end their lives because they feel their lives are meaningless. Are you serious? That really happened? It's not enough to be awake. It's the awakening. Now, I know Christmas has recently passed, but I have to address this because this one goes out to the ones who were able to answer the question that the female group The Emotions asked. What do the lonely do at Christmas? Or to bring it more current, No Happy Holidays by Mary J. Blige. It just seems like the feels really magnify starting with Christmas, whether they are good feels or not so good feels. Many consider Christmas to be the most wonderful time of the year. People hustle in and out of stores, running to and from their cars. You may have even encountered fake snow as a Christmas ambiance to give you a sense of a white Christmas. There is one side of the holiday that has all the cheery feels of good tidings and great joy. Then there is the ugly side. I must admit that I was once in that place, so I know it well. Both loving and hating to hear the song by The Emotions late at night on my radio. For me, holidays were very hard at one point in my life. It can be a time when you question your self-worth, your ability to be loved, because there's no one there who's special or you consider to be special. There's not a romantic partner or someone in that space to share the holiday with. You are by yourself. The friends you normally hang out with have their own thing going on. So it's just you and those thoughts of worthlessness. And to add to that, you may hide this from your family because you may come from a family who's always asking questions, and you want to present yourself in a way where you have it all together, but you're holding all of this sadness in. In addition, this is a time that can also be exceptionally hard for families who have recently lost a loved one. So you've made it past the actual days of Christmas Eve and Christmas. You made it past the awkwardness during the family dinners with your inquisitive family members asking you when you're going to get married or have a child or when you're going to get a degree or whatever the case. You may have even stayed home and looked at the walls feeling sad for yourself because you don't have anybody, or you occupied your time with a good read, or you binge watched some shows on Netflix, HBO Max, or Stars. Speaking of HBO Max, did y'all catch the Insecure finale? It had me all in my feels for the entire episode, but that's another topic. Let me go ahead and call this out. You got through the Christmas hump, but now you're heading into New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. You are right in the middle of the holiday stretch. Yes, It's that time between Christmas and New Year's Eve when those feels become pervasive with upward and downward spikes that have you in a place of loneliness or feeling angry and upset. Now, this is easier said than done, and I wish I had learned how to do this earlier in my life because I was told what to do. I just didn't know how to do it. But you have to put your energy into you. Put your energy into yourself. The questions are you even in the space to be in a situation right now? Have you reached your goals? Is there still more for you to do individually? Is there work that you need to do regarding your self-esteem individually? Is your money right? Meaning, are you able to take care of yourself and be able to give to another person? Even if you are in a situation right now, is it the right situation? Is it your situation? Or are you borrowing or stealing from someone else? You know what I mean. And if you are in a situation like that, you won't be blessed for it anyway. That type of situation will bring you more pain and anxiety than any amount of money that can be given, any amount of dinners that can be given to you in the dark hours or in the corners of restaurants, or just simply going to your place on the off days to get it in and go. These are my thoughts. If you are in a place of loneliness, if you are in a place where you are second guessing your self-worth, then there's work that you need to do. You need to talk to somebody. Hopefully there is someone in your camp who's able to listen to you and provide good, solid feedback for you and direction for you in order for you to address those issues, because those are deep-rooted issues that you really need to tap into and address before you even think about joining forces with somebody else, because that person is going to come with their own set of issues. And if you're not addressing your issues, then y'all just two folks with issues. Just saying. But in addition to that, there's time that you need to put into yourself to pour into yourself. Get used to doing good things and nice things for yourself. Watch a good box set or television series. Volunteer or participate in a community service activity. Start on a project. Watch a series of movies. Cook your favorite food. Create a vision board. New Year's is coming up, so this is a good time to really recalibrate or think about what it is that you want to accomplish beginning now. Not waiting for the new year, but beginning now, and really delving deep into what those areas are in your life, and pick out some representation, some goals, some people who have achieved those things, and just do your vision board up. If you have a group of friends, and if your friends are in a place where they're able to join with you and come by, if they're not busy, have a vision board party and, get your boards out and get your magazines out, your glue and your pencils and your pens and your markers, and just do it up and just create this energy in the space of support and of direction. Happy times are not just designated for the holidays. Happy times are for every day. And if you're not experiencing that, whether it's during the holidays or just on a regular day, then yes, there's some work that needs to be done. And you need to do the work. And you are worthy of the work. You deserve this. So while you're thinking that you want someone else to be good to you, how about you be that first person to be good to you? It starts with you. So make it happen. The motivational moment. I'm sure you have been in situations where you want to pop off. Often this happens when we engage with someone who is doing the popping. They're being aggressive or passive aggressive, which drives me crazy, and just downright disrespectful. When you are hit with a situation like this, especially since there is a blatant divide in our country over what is moral and right, and where instances of kindness and respect are hard to find, it can be very hard to maintain your self-control because you want that other person to feel what they are giving you. Believe me, I have been there. We are constantly tried. But as an evolved person, you have the responsibility, as I have the responsibility, to maintain self-control in the best way possible. It can often be unfair, or it can often feel unfair, because you feel like other folks get this pass to say whatever and do whatever when you can't. What I have realized is that you cannot control anyone else or anyone else's energy but your own. In those situations, you must think quickly and ask yourself 2 questions. Number 1, is it worth it? And number 2, what could potentially affect me negatively if I walk into this? You must count up the cost. Often, the cost is too great and could jeopardize your time, your health, things you have worked to obtain, and even your self-respect. I'm learning that the other person's energy is theirs to carry. It doesn't mean that I must use my 2 hands to aid in carrying it with them. And just like with anything else, it takes time, it takes practice. You have to continue to practice this in order for you to get better at it. It's just like working out. If you are constantly working on your body and you're being consistent, you're able to see the gains that you're wanting to see, especially if you have diet and all these other attributes and all of these other things that go along with that. So it's the same thing with your response or your ability to respond positively. You have to practice it. This is a muscle that you have to continue to work. But I know that this is also a choice that you have to make. It's a conscious choice that you have to make. And it's a choice that you have to make multiple times in a day with the same person or with different people. But what I also know is that it can be accomplished. Again, it boils down to the choice. Do you choose to walk in your evolved being, or are you just going to be like everybody else? Think about that. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Say It Louder, the podcast. This podcast is located on many platforms for your listening pleasure. Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, Podbean, iHeartRadio, and Amazon Music/Audible. Be sure to listen to other episodes and please subscribe and share with friends and loved ones. Heck, share it with the people you don't like so that they can get better too. But until next time, especially in these times of COVID-19 and the various variants that are present, be safe, mask up, take care of yourself, and do your best to take care of others.